Hello and welcome to the Innovative Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Isolde Trachtenberg. Thank you so much for being here. This week brings chapter 21, really the last chapter of Speak From Within, the audiobook that I have been recording with your kind indulgence. If you've been following along every Thursday, you've listened to the entire audiobook of Speak From Within. Basically, how to engage, inspire, and motivate any audience is in these pages. So if you've listened, hopefully you have learned a ton. And if you have questions, I would be delighted to hear from you about them. And also, if you really love it, I would love it if you'd get the audiobook. It's going to be available in my shop, isoldet.com/shop. I'm going to put that in the show notes starting very soon, if not today. So I'm super excited that you are interested in this way of communicating that I have been talking about for the last, oh my goodness, 3 or 4 months now, because I've been doing a chapter a week. I'm here to talk to you about the very last chapter in the book, which is called Gratitude. It's chapter 21. Gratitude. Last, but so very not least, I need to talk about gratitude. Entire books have been written all about how grateful we should be to the moon, the stars, the sun, the cashier, and the person who picks up our dog's poop. We are told that the law of attraction works if we're grateful in advance. And here's the thing. It's all true. The reason we have so many books and self-help gurus talking about gratitude is that it is an optimal way to live. All of the other ways seem to end up with us learning harsh lesson after harsh lesson until we finally learn gratitude. So, what does gratitude have to do with communication, public speaking, interviews, and meetings? I'm glad you asked. On a fundamental level, if you're giving a speech, there's a lot to be grateful for. People have gathered with the intention of benefiting from what you're going to say to them. They're willing to listen to you. They're willing to open themselves and their minds and perhaps even their hearts and souls to hear your message. Someone who gives you their time and attention deserves your gratitude. You have the chance to connect on some deep and intimate levels with the people who listen to you. In a meeting or interview, the same thing holds true. Certainly in an interview, the need for gratitude exists, but I'm not saying you should be grateful just for the chance at a job. Instead, I believe we can be grateful for the chance to connect with someone who has surpassed us in experience. Remember, when you're in any kind of communication situation, you are there to listen and learn as well as to speak, and maybe more to listen and learn. Here's a quick gratitude meditation for you. Meditation, gratitude. Sit back in a chair, close your eyes, deepen your breathing like we talked about before, and imagine or think the following words. I am grateful for the opportunity to connect, communicate, listen, and learn with person X. Repeat that 3 times. Take a deep breath before each time you say it. As you inhale, imagine yourself taking in serenity and peace. As you exhale, breathe out gratitude. Personal relationships also benefit from gratitude during communication. What better time to be grateful than when you and your friends and loved ones can speak and listen to each other? When we feel heard, we draw closer together and we feel valued and honored. If someone discounts your thoughts, that can be devastating, particularly if you're attempting to communicate during a vulnerable moment. Offer gratitude to yourself for being vulnerable and courageous enough to speak out. Offer that same gratitude to the other person for their willingness to listen and to hear you. That connection, that intimacy, will work wonders. You know, I was going to just do this chapter, but instead I'm going to give you the very last bits. This is called Last Thoughts. One last note from me. My loves, I'm grateful for your attention and your courage in pushing your boundaries. I hope this book has provided insight and actionable techniques on how to thrive in the world of connection and communication. If we remember that communication and self-expression are our birthrights, we will keep speaking up honestly. If we remember that we are all one people, we will keep reaching out and connecting authentically. If we remember to listen, we can learn the secrets to happiness, wisdom, and peace. Ultimately, the best way I have found to communicate honestly and authentically is to practice. I reach out to friends and strangers. I engage with people I don't know in the hope that we will cease to be strangers. We will instead share an instant of connection that will give us all a spark of hope. I believe that this form of listening communication is the key to saving the world. It is the vital piece that can turn strangers into friends and enemies into allies. If we can talk to each other and, more importantly, listen to one another, we can't remain strangers. That moment, that instant we seek out and find the light in others is when we make the magic that can change everything. This possibility fills me with admiration for all of you who have embarked on this challenging and rewarding path. I hope to connect with you and cheer you on as you walk it. Until then, I send you all my love, Isolde. Wow, what a journey. That was the end of the book, Speak From Within. There are a couple of appendices, and I'm probably going to make them available as bonus episodes if you get the audiobook, I guess. when you downloaded it, those appendices are going to be available. They will enrich the experience of having read the book or listened to the podcast, so you'll be able to get them at isoldet.com/shop. I hope you've enjoyed the book as much as I enjoyed reading it to you. This was super fun. And, I don't know, maybe that's something I'll do in the future with some of my other books, is just to read them, so that you can get the experience of the audiobook and have it available to you whenever you want. All right, cool. I hope that you enjoyed this. I am Isolde Trachtenberg for the Innovative Mindset Podcast, reminding you to be bold, be creative, and most of all, be kind. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and it would mean the world to me if you told a friend about it. Today's episode was produced by Isolde Trachtenberg and is copyright 2022. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, remember to be bold, be creative, and most of all, be kind.